I want all three. Ooh, Ashley, hey, ooh, Ashley, hey.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Shay back with another video. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. As you can see by the title of this video, today I'm going to be doing belly piercing 101. Just a disclaimer before we jump into this video, I am in no way a professional piercer. This is just my experience and my personal opinion. So I will say take everything I say with a grain of salt. If you do have any detailed and specific questions about this piercing, I highly recommend that you contact a piercer. This is just going to be very informational based on my knowledge alone, and I just wanted to let you guys know that before we jump into the video. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I post videos twice a week. I'd love it if you gave this video a thumbs up and also subscribe down below to join the family. And without further ado, let's hop into the video. So the first thing that I'm going to mention is the pain level. I feel like that is the thing that everybody and their mama wants to know when they're getting a piercing. How painful is this piercing? So honestly, to me, belly piercings are not really painful at all. I would say the pain is a 2, a 3 at the most. It was super quick, super painless. That is really all there is to say. To me, that skin down there is pretty thin, depending on who you are, I guess, but it's super quick and it really doesn't hurt that bad. So next, the price of this piercing is going to range you about $40 to $50, just depending on what piercing shop you go to. I have realized that some piercing shops are cheaper than others, and that doesn't go to say about like the quality of work. It's just different shops are going to range different prices. So I would say expect to spend about $40 to $50 on this piercing. So next, I'm going to get into the healing process. I do want to say that this is different for everyone, but the Google answer, which I will pop up on the screen, says that belly piercings can take up to a year to heal. Personally, with me, I've had my belly piercing for over a year now and it is still not completely healed. It still hurts sometimes, it still gets snagged on stuff, it still bleeds, sometimes little discharge will still come out of that piercing. That is how I know my belly piercing is not fully healed, and it has been well over a year. I honestly don't remember exactly when I got this pierced. I'm pretty sure it was like December 2019. I'm pretty sure I got this piercing done December of 2019 and my piercing has still not healed. That is something to know, that this piercing does take a really long time to heal. So it's kind of a commitment with this piercing. It looks absolutely amazing. It's so cute. And I feel like it looks so good when you're wearing like a crop top or a bathing suit or just whatever you may be wearing. It looks really good, but it is something to think about that this piercing does take a really long time to heal. I do want to mention that I have had this piercing done twice, just because the first time I got it pierced, it was pierced a little bit crooked. And honestly, 100% my part on why this piercing didn't heal correctly. I was wearing high-waisted pants and I wasn't cleaning it properly. So this piercing was extremely painful in the beginning, more painful than I feel like it should have been, way more painful than it was the second time around when I was doing the right thing. So make sure you're not wearing high-waisted pants or anything that's too tight or restrictive, because that can really stunt your healing process and really make it super painful for you. Also, if you are paranoid about your piercing being crooked, which a lot of people do have this problem, which is something that I went through the first time, try to like ask your piercer to put forceps on there so it's a little bit more straight. I don't know if that's something that they do for belly piercings because no one's ever done that for me and the 2 times that I've had it, but the first time I got it done, it was very crooked and I really didn't like it. And like I said, it didn't heal properly because of what I was doing. Just make sure that your piercer is aware that you want your piercing to be as straight as possible. Now moving on to cleaning, which is a really important, crucial part of the healing process. You want to make sure you're cleaning it at least twice a day. 3 times is definitely recommended for faster healing and for more healthy healing. It's extremely important to keep your piercings clean. In my experience, the little sea salt spray is not the way to go when it comes to belly piercings, just because there is so much skin surrounding the bar of the piercing. There's a little bit of skin, about this much skin or however much skin depending on your body composition. There's some skin there that the piercing spray is not going to touch, if that makes sense. So what I recommend that you do is do the shot glass method. I do have a video on my channel. I will pop it up on the screen, link it down below and in one of these little corners, just so you can check that out if you want to learn how to clean it. But make sure you're doing the shot glass method, especially in the beginning stages, so you can clean all the way inside of that piercing. One thing I realized is that the first time I was doing this, I was only using the sea salt spray and I felt like my piercing was hurting all the time. It wasn't clean, discharge was coming out of it, which is something that is going to happen, but it was like discharge that was not normal, okay? Discharge should not be colorful or brown or yellow or anything like that, and that is something that I was experiencing because I was not cleaning it properly. So just make sure you're doing the shot glass method to clean it, because I feel like that is the most effective way to clean the entire piercing inside and out. Now moving on to when you should change the jewelry. Typically you want to wait until the piercing is fully healed if you're going to change your belly jewelry. But in my case, I didn't necessarily wait until it was fully healed. Honestly, I just hated the barbell that was in my belly just because it's extremely long to account for all the swelling that happens when you first get a new piercing. So I probably waited about 8 months to a year. I honestly can't remember, but I know I waited a couple months, like a lot of months, before I did decide to change it, and my piercing was not healed when I decided to change it. Honestly, it was bleeding and it was a little bit painful, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like extremely painful, but I feel like it just wasn't time for me to change the jewelry on this piercing, so I did change it a bit prematurely. If you are scared and you don't want to have to go through the same thing, I recommend waiting until it fully heals or going to your piercer to get it changed, just because those two are the safest options to go with. But at the end of the day, do what you want to do, because that's what I did, and I really just hated the jewelry that I had in my body, so I decided to change mine around the 8-month mark from what I can remember. Before I end this video, I do want to add in one more thing. Make sure you do a bunch of research on a piercer and go to a piercer you trust. If you've seen any of my other piercing videos on my channel, I always say this because I've had bad experiences when it comes to piercers, and it's not necessarily always their fault, but sometimes it can be. They can give you crooked piercings, they could be piercing them incorrectly, and there are a lot of piercers out here who don't know what they're doing, who aren't super educated, who aren't going to give you all of the knowledge that you need on piercings. So it is very beneficial that you're watching a video like this, but make sure you're doing your research on a piercer and just go to a piercer that you trust, okay? That is something that's really important. You don't want someone who's inexperienced and doesn't know what they're doing sticking needles in your body for profit if they really don't know what they're doing, okay? So be careful, do your research, and make sure you go to someone that you trust. Alright, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. You are a real one if you made it to this point in the video. Since you are still here, please comment down below the blood and needle emoji. I will pop it up on the screen so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, you are a real one for watching all the way through. If you're still here and you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe down below to join the family. Also turn on that post notification bell so you never miss another video. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!